Very well. I'm great. Happy Tuesday, everybody. The draft is 2 days away, and we've got an actual series in the Eastern Conference first round. I'm excited.
I'm glad you picked up on what I did. How did you not pick up on what I did? I clearly was ordering this. No? She didn't hear or see her. Oh, boy. All right.
Next time I'll lock in.
Yeah. What a game last night between the Knicks and the Hawks. I'll tell you something. I fell asleep, and I watched the second half back of the last part of it this morning, so I knew what happened. And I still was like energized by watching this, right? Because for us, it's a little bit late. I'm not going to lie to the audience. I did not see this live. And I'm watching back this morning, and I'm like, this is unbelievable because the Knicks were up 14 late in the game, and the Hawks come back. They were down 100-92 with almost 5 minutes to go, and CJ McCollum went crazy. And every single possession, you know what they did, the Hawks? They went at Jalen Brunson. Every single possession. With the deficit, down 8 points, they just go at Jalen Brunson. And Brunson, to his credit, did take blame for the lack of offense during that fourth quarter and, of course, the defense in that fourth quarter. Here is what Jalen Brunson had to say post-game after the Knicks loss to the Hawks.
We were a little stagnant. Obviously, I can control what I can control. And so poor decision making on my part, and a couple possessions they played great defense, knocked the ball in my hands. We just got to play better with the lead. That's twice in the fourth quarter now that we've done that.
What was that first thing he said?
I don't know which part you're referring to.
The groan. It's like I wasn't sure if that was a word there or just exasperation from the way that this game ended.
Well, I mean, again, that's what I'm telling you. I know the result, and I'm watching it back, and I'm like, this is insane what's happening here because they were up 8 points at home to go up 2-0 on the team. I have to remind everybody that, in essence, chose to play the Knicks. Because of the fact that they tanked that last game of the season against Miami, figuring it was going to be a three-way tie and that they would end up as the 5 seed to play the Cavs, which I'm not sure that would have been a good idea with the way the Cavs are playing right now. But I can't believe I'm saying this, but I have to. They got to take Jalen Brunson out of the game with the lead late. If you have an 8-point lead with 4 minutes to go, he's got to be off the floor until the other team, in this case the Hawks, comes back. He can't play defense. Every single possession, they go at Jalen Brunson. If he's guarding CJ McCollum has the ball. If he's guarding Nickeil Alexander-Walker, they run a high screen and they switch. Or don't switch. Don't switch him on the ball. He cannot play defense. He is an absolute star offensively. He is a complete class act. He is the kind of person you want as the face of the franchise. He has led the Knicks back from the dumps that they were in for years. But with an 8-point lead late in the game, every damn time, Smalls, they attacked him.
But can they get where they want to go if the guy who's the face of all of this is a liability in that manner?
Yeah, if he gets you a big enough lead late where you can put Alvarado in or another player in at that point to play defense, yeah, you can go there. I mean, I'm sorry. I know CJ was awesome. The idea that CJ McCollum is a villain now in New York is so funny to me because this is the nicest, sweetest guy you'll ever meet in professional sports.
He's great.
Playing the villain role ain't CJ McCollum.
Kuminga 19 off the bench, too.
He was awesome. Yeah. He was playing center. It's a good point because he was rebounding on Cat, and he got a few big rebounds late.
He was critical in that game.
Yes, he was. I mean, Courtney, I'm not trying to attack Jalen Brunson, but the Hawks were.
No, they were, and I think that's how you have to go about it if you want to even out the series, which they did. And to steal one on the road is pretty monumental where this point of the series is right now. If they can go win the games at home when the series shifts back to Atlanta, then I think we're talking about the Knicks being upset in the first round, which, of course, would be catastrophic for everything that they have set out to do this year. But you talk about not having Jalen Brunson in the game when they have a lead late. What about not having Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns on the floor at the same time? I mean, there was a stretch of time where they were down by 7 when Mike Brown decided to take both of them out. Then when he puts them back in, they go up by 9. So I feel like this is a lineup thing that has to be tinkered with as the series goes back to Atlanta. Or goes down to Atlanta. And it's something where if Jalen Brunson is a defensive liability, you've got to be able to find some answer somewhere else late in the game because we saw a 14-point lead evaporate very quickly. And that was a problem because it felt like the Knicks had zero answer, especially on the offensive glass, to try to get it back. Mitchell Robinson's the best offensive rebounder in the series. They have size.
Maybe in the NBA.
Yeah,
Series.
They have size that they should be absolutely dominating with inside. We said this in game one when they won, it wasn't a big issue. But now that they lost this game and you saw kind of where those deficiencies were in the fourth quarter, now it's a problem. Now it's a problem that if they don't solve it quickly, with the Hawks now having the home crowd behind them when it goes down to Atlanta, I think it's going to be a pretty quick turn here in the series.
Nuno Miguel Barrera Teixeira DeVito, our producer. You are a diehard Knicks fan. Your reaction to what happened to your team last night?
This is all on Mike Brown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and Courtney, you're talking about this. Like, there was a lot of, he went to lineups that, like, have never played
Weird lineup.
like this year together. I think
Yeah.
there was a lineup with, like, OG and Mikal Bridges and, like, two other guards that have never played together. I think they're minus 12 points when Brunson and Cat aren't off the court. I know they had a lead when they were in there, and Brunson was in foul trouble, so he went out earlier in that third quarter than he wanted to. He was just trying to Mike Brown was trying to figure out there was a timeout issue, right, where he takes just one of his timeouts at the wrong time in like late in that game. So like, and then there was some also interesting comments that Mike Brown had about, Karl Anthony Towns. He was great in the third quarter, then takes 2 shots the rest of the time in the fourth quarter in like 7 minutes of play.
Well, nobody was shooting but Brunson. And by the way, when he got an open look, to his credit, I got to be fair, when there was one play where Okongwu was guarding him, and then he dropped back for Alexander Walker to come back up, and there was literally a split second of space that he had, and he drained the three. So, I got to be fair. Brunson is a can't-miss offensive player in that spot. So, but anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, and there was actually, there was comments after the game about, hey, how many times do I actually, Cat's a talented player, but how many times do I have to tell him that, like, he needs to be aggressive, like that type of thing. So Knick fans last night and this morning this is all on Mike Brown. Like, this is
because he's an easy target, or because you think it really is?
No, because he's made mistakes. Like,
okay, all right. I mean, he is an easy target.
Correct.
Because he's the new guy. You fired Tibbs. Again, I'm watching that back, and I'm like, every possession they're going at Brunson.
Yeah, I think it was CJ was 4 for 4 in that fourth quarter against Jalen Brunson. But
what do you do? You love Brunson, I'm sure. You and every Knick fan have every right to love him. This is a weird thing. When you're talking about a face of the franchise, regardless of the sport, regardless of the level, the suggestion of, hey, face of the franchise, guy who brought us back here, you, bench, introduce yourself. Like, that's a weird thing to say, but that's like, oh, hey, this great quarterback, take him out late. Like, I know it's not apples to apples, but the point is, I don't think he should be in the game with a lead late. How do you feel about that part, Nuno?
I think it will, and they end up doing the offense for defense type of substitutions later in the clock, right? This was in the middle of the fourth quarter.
Right.
So, and also, again, the substitution patterns were completely off that they normally do. So I think that's why Brunson ends up playing the last 8 minutes of the game, and you can't take him off. I don't know. It felt like just this is, and we talked about this before the series. They lose this series. I don't think Mike Brown's the only scapegoat of this. I think I truly believe this is a franchise-defining series if they lose this series.
Well, it's on the players, too. I mean,
correct.
Like, you can't miss 10 free throws in this game. And those 2 critical ones in the fourth quarter that OG missed, that's a problem. Like, I'm with you, Nuno. I think that he's low-hanging fruit right now because Knicks fans are looking for anything to blame other than the guys on the court that they should be blaming. That's why the CJ McCollum villain narrative is becoming, frankly, just as big as this series is. Like, that's I feel like the way that they try to scapegoat who they really are trying to pinpoint the blame on by picking the coach, by picking the opposing player and calling him this series Trae Young. That's how I see it. I feel like there's a lot bigger issue here at hand for the Knicks that we're just not calling out equally enough. Maybe because it's early in the series, but frankly, I think these are some of the symptoms of the bigger problems that we've seen with the Knicks this year.
Nuno, for you to say that this is a franchise-defining series is a very bold statement, and I don't necessarily disagree with you. But when you say that, do you think Coach gone, Brunson gone, we're blowing this up and we're starting over, or do you think it's, okay, we're going to put all of our eggs in this Giannis basket and try to identify a big time superstar that we know can get the job done.
I think you end up looking at this whole roster and being like, maybe outside of Brunson, like, is everyone available? Like, I love Josh Hart, but like, is Josh Hart available? Like, that type of thing. I wouldn't trade OG because he's extremely valuable, but like, if you're going to need picks or, you know, other players in return to get a Giannis, like, I think it's who's not available, and then